Hello, and welcome to our prototype showcase for April Protospiel Online 2022. Tonight I have David with me. David is excellent at getting excited about other people's prototypes, so I don't think I could have a better helper with me.
That's true. I mean, you can have a better helper with you, but I am also excited about other people's prototypes, so.
Oh,
Incredible.
Yes, David doesn't give himself enough credit, but
that's also true.
Yeah. At least you know it's true, right? All right. I'm gonna try to make sure I can see y'all's chats.
Chat.
Okay. We've got Angel with us. Hello. And I think this is Kenneth. Am I right about that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay.
Yep, we were on our
We're doing the thing
Kenneth's
where
signature the no use of the actual word the.
That's fine. That works.
I think it's purposeful at this point. It happens so frequently. I really do think it's Kenneth's signature.
Well, no, it's a thing. It's like it's an internet thing.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, that's like been an internet thing for decades. We gotta get you on the internet. get you on some websites.
Is it a forum thing? Because I'm not much into forums.
Yeah.
All right.
We've got someone viewing called Six Flags Magic Mountain. And
what? How can you see that?
Because I'm logged in on Twitch with like in a separate tab, like with my own username, and I'm seeing the profile name Six Flags Magic Mountain, which if you're actually here and this isn't like some kind of bot, like please say hello. I would love to visit your park someday. It's been a dream destination of mine for years.
Oh, awesome. Well, hi everybody, and thanks for being active in the chat. You can go, I'll keep an eye out for whatever you're saying and try to make sure to keep it visible on the screen as we're going through things. Good job, Bryn. Yeah. We have turned it on that you have to verify your account to chat, so it might take you a second to be ready to do that.
Thank you for bearing with us.
Oh.
Six Flags is 10 minutes from your house. Magic Mountain specifically, or just like...
Where is Magic Mountain?
It's in California, San Francisco?
No, then it's not the one that's close to Michael.
Okay.
Michael is East Coast.
Yeah. That would make East Coast, maybe Six Flags... I don't remember what the one on the East Coast is called. I know this because my first job was I was a ride operator at Six Flags Great America in Gurnee, Illinois. So I have like a soft spot for Six Flags.
Yeah, I guess Six Flags over Georgia.
Six Flags over Georgia. Yep.
Cool. So what makes Magic Mountain
it's
different
awesome
than the over Georgia or over Illinois?
I think they are like sort of constantly battling with Cedar Point in Ohio for most roller coasters at a single park in the United States. I think last time I checked, they had like 15 or 16 coasters. Each mountain is different.
So wait, I mean, is each roller coaster considered one of the mountains? Is that sort of what they're going for?
No, it's just called Six Flags Magic Mountain. I don't know where the name... It probably was the name of the park that Six Flags bought out. So I bet there was like a standalone park called Magic Mountain, and then at some point Six Flags took ownership of the park. But they all have like a subtitle. So like the one near Michael is Six Flags Over Georgia, and then the one in California is Six Flags Magic Mountain. The one near me is Six Flags Great America. So they all have different.
I see. They might not all be over such and such.
No, most of them aren't.
Yeah. There's the one in Denver is Six Flags Elitch Gardens, which took over Elitch Gardens, which was way better than Six Flags.
I believe that.
Anyway.
So now that everybody in the chat learned a couple things about Six Flags.
Really off topic. That's all right.
Share your favorite Six Flags fact in the comments.
Maybe there'll be a game that's about amusement parks. We'll see what we find.
There have been in the past. I don't know if those designers are bringing their games, but we'll see.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and go to our website and show everybody how you look at the prototype listing for an event. So under prototypes, browse prototypes. April 2022. And we talked about this. We're just going to go from the back to the front. So the thing that was listed first to last. So I'm just going to go to the last, click through here and go to the last page. And then we'll, from the detail view of the post, we will scroll through them. So this is one of... You don't have to put your prototype in the listing to be able to play test at Protospiel Online. So if you have something really new that you just don't have enough information, you don't want to put it in the listing, that's okay. But for those people who are ready, this is a nice way to have a shareable, professional-looking blog post. It's going to actually, if you've never put yourself online before and you post to this, if people look up your name, they'll find your prototype. I've already had that happen to me sometimes when I've looked up people's names. So, see details. We're going to go into the full view of this one. And actually, do you want to be in charge? Do you want to drive, David, making sure everybody can see everybody's posts since I'm clicking around in the website? Can you do that for me from inside the studio? I think you have access, right?
Oh, you mean like putting the chat things up?
Yeah. Instead of me clicking the chats, you click those, and I'll click around in the website. Okay, cool. Let me make sure, and I can see everything I need to be able to see. Let's see. I probably want to make this a little bit different size, huh?
Yeah, if you can, that would be great.
Is that good?
That looks pretty good, yeah.
Okay. All right. So this was the first. This grant was on top of it. Legislation, the game, posted pretty early in the cycle.
Yeah.
And Grant is somebody I haven't played with yet. So looking forward to our new visitor to Protospiel Online. It's about passing laws, and it's got hidden secret information. So have you looked into this at all? And it's going to be on either playingcards.io or screen.gg. So there's a couple of different chances to try out. Fewer people, I think, are going to have playingcards.io. So that could be interesting too.
Yeah. I mean, I hope we get some more playingcards.io games in the future. One of the things that we intended to have ready to go before we start tomorrow is a tutorial on how to use that. I'm going to eventually do one. Tanner Simmons offered to do kind of a guided tutorial of that, and I'm going to be working with him on that. Apologies for not having that ready to go, but hopefully when we have that up, that'll encourage some people to check it out, because it does seem like a pretty cool platform. This game specifically, though, I have not... I don't know anything about this one. It looks... Can you go back up to the image? It kind of looks like there's like a binder, and I can't tell if that's like the rule book or if that's like a component that there's like... Like, I wonder if it's sort of like if you played the game Keep Talking and No One Explodes.
I've heard of it and not played it. It says, I mean, I'm not sure if it's the rule book.
Legislation.
Whatever is right there, right under.
Yeah.
It looks like it says for sale, but I doubt that's what it says.
So in Keep
Can't
Talking,
read it. It's too small.
It's an asynchronous thing that you play with at least recommended 2 players. One person is like diffusing a bomb, and the other person has a physical manual of like extremely convoluted instructions, but they can't see the bomb. So the person diffusing the bomb has to describe what they're looking at, and then the person with the manual has to like flip to the pages of the manual to like talk the other person through diffusing the bomb. And I'm looking at this and it's like giving me some flashbacks to playing that game. And if it is anything like that, yeah, it's because he's saying stuff like players work together to pass laws and earn points. However, everyone has a secret. I wonder if there is like some sort of asynchronous thing. I don't know. I may be projecting onto this based on a screenshot, but
just the binder really brought it home, and it might just be the rule book. But yeah,
sounds cool though.
It's what you get, Grant, for making an absurdly fancy rule book and putting it on the table, if that's what it actually is. Okay, so I'm gonna try to go through them like quickly-ish because there's almost 60 in the listing right now. We looked at it right before.
Hey, we got Jeff. Jeff has been to Magic Mountain.
Okay.
Amazing. You should tell me how it is, Jeff, this weekend. I'd love to hear if I should keep it on my list of places to visit.
I think herding cats feels like hits really close to home for me. That's my MO.
Me too.
I'm very curious about this one as well. Is this one's also Grant's game?
Love a 5-minute teach, 30-minute play. Love that. You absolutely love to see a concise experience.
And also, like the one before and this one are both semi-cooperative. So, and actually, this seems like, Grant is your kind of designer, David. That's kind of something you're particularly interested in too, right?
Semi-co-op? A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so I mean, this very one, cool. Like cats, short teach. What else? What else do we have to say?
Sold.
I think, okay, here's Roger's game. Roger Maloche. Have you played? So Roger is a familiar name. I know was at least with us in January. Have you? I didn't play this game. I didn't play any of Roger's games last time. What about you?
I have not played any of Roger's games. I've seen screenshots of this. I'm always intrigued by games with circular boards, and I don't know why, but I'm sort of, that's like definitely a thing that will get me like paying attention. It looks fantastic.
And it says, a star consumes everything in its path, so that gives me the impression this is going to explode. The thing in the center is going to explode, and you're moving out, maybe?
Jeff has played this, said it was fun, so...
Oh, good.
Take his word for that. I also should mention I got a DM in Discord from Grant, who says, to end the suspense, what we saw in the image is the rule book, and the tiny text we couldn't read says first edition. So,
okay, got it.
All of the things that I projected onto Grant's game false. It still looks great though, even though it's entirely not
what you thought it was.
The made-up game that I assigned to it.
Now we know what you want to make next, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. So, and if it's a family style game, it seems like it's maybe got some pretty approachable rules and such too. Okay. Then mechanisms. This one is Michael Murphy Burton, who is new and has been really quite active in the Discord server, even though we haven't really met Michael in person. Has been very helpful. And Michael, I remember, if you're watching this, I remember your offer to help with the website, and I totally want that help. it just takes a while to write down like what even is going on and get my own head around it. But yes, I've really appreciated getting to know you in the Discord server so far. I'm looking forward to seeing your games. So this one is an abstract deck building game.
Interesting.
I haven't heard of The Incredible Machine. Do you know about that?
No, I haven't.
The danger of saying it's like such and such. That made people go, oh, I still don't know what that means.
Yeah, right? No, I don't know what The Incredible. Well, no, I'm thinking of Rube Goldberg Machine is what I'm thinking of. Oh, I don't think that's the same thing. Kenneth is saying I got to play it. Is this Kenneth? Are you talking about the one we're looking at right now, Michael's game?
Because I believe Michael is new to Protospiel Online, but you might have run into Michael like in another playtesting community too, though. So
cool.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This was you got matched with Michael for your accountability buddy. Cool.
Very cool. Awesome.
Yes. Yeah, and just to give you a quick note of like sort of what we're looking at here too when we're looking at the listing, this is all optional stuff that the designer can choose to add that is linked to our bingo game. So you don't need to look at the listing to know what you can mark on your bingo card, but our bingo game works that if you're playing somebody else's game, so you can't mark squares when you play your own game if you're a designer, but when you play for somebody else, you can mark a square that matches one of these things, and they're telling you in advance, like, these are the things I'd say my game matches, and that could allow you to, like, let's say you just needed one more square for a bingo and you needed area control, you could search area control and find anything from April that says that, so you can keep an eye out for that game and looking for a game. But it's not required that people fill this out. So it's not an exhaustive list, but it just can maybe potentially help you find people to fill in for bingo.
For sure.
And I saw the sell sheet for this one I'm about to open. It's about Hawaii. Yeah. Were you going to say anything else?
Well, I was going to say, just call out a few. So Kenneth said about the last one that we were looking at, that strategy and math. Okay. So if you're fans of that, one to look out for. And yeah, it does sound fun. I wanna check that one out. I do know about this one. I have not played it, but I think I've had one or two interactions with the designer on Twitter. Okay. And it sounds really interesting.
You do, again, you kind of have me at cats, and feral cats in Hawaii also really hits a lot of points for me, because I've been to Hawaii 3 times. There are definitely a lot of feral cats. Last time I went to Hawaii, there was a feral cat on the patio of the place we were staying that like wanted to be my cat. Like, I almost took her home because she was so lovey for a feral cat. It was crazy. Anyway, I felt bad for her not getting to actually be a pet, because she just obviously really wanted to be a pet. Anyway, what were you going to say?
I was going to say a thing, and then I just looked it up and I was wrong, so I'm going to not say it.
Recant.
Yeah, I'm going to redact the statement that I did make. Yeah, I love how specific this theme is.
Yeah. And this is an example of one that has a video embedded in it, which I'm not going to play any videos right now because that'll be kind of awkward, I think, inside a live stream. But yeah, there's a video there to watch for this one. Cool. And it looks like a lot of people have been filling out the bingo info. I feel like early on when I first introduced this, I don't know, maybe because maybe we'll see a lot of people who filled it out really early and they weren't in a rush. They all filled this out, but everybody, when we get to the end of the list, people who did it this week, they're like, nah,
the people who
don't have time.
Did it 20 minutes ago. So, which honestly, like, No judgment at all. I haven't even done mine yet, so you beat me to it.
And Andy has been around the Protospiel Online community for a while. I don't think I've ever played one of Andy's games. What about you, David?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not.
I am afraid to pronounce this. How do you think this is pronounced?
If I had to guess, I would say Nayakas.
Okay. And it's about
but
India.
I could very much be wrong with that.
Cool. Yeah, there aren't really that many games I can think of that have like a map of India. When I question myself, what games about India do I know of? Like, Rajas of the Ganges is like the only one I can really think of.
Yeah, John Company is also, but that's like about, British colonists starting the East India Company.
Got it.
So it's a coal whirly. It's actually just getting a second edition that's about to come out, but because it's coal, it's like very historical and takes a more critical lens to everything that went down there and doesn't necessarily paint the East India Company in a nice light.
Got it.
As is deserved. I haven't played it, but I do know that game takes place in India.
Okay.
But yeah, those are like the only two I think that come to mind.
So like primarily this one is a worker placement game. Cool. Yeah, and we've got a website for the game too.
Ooh.
This one, I don't know if this one feels really familiar to me because it was like at the top of the prototype list for a really long time. Because this game name really sounds familiar to me. But this one's from Steven Schwartz, who also has been around Protospiel for online for a while. Storytelling card game.
Yeah.
Oh yes. I believe Steven was reaching out to me saying, I see mysteries in your username. You should look at my game. And you are correct, Steven. I should. For that reason, especially. Murder suspects evading suspicion. That is pretty much a murder mystery party, which was the thing I was creating that made me meet all of you fine folks in the board game industry. So cool. This is a nice kind of piece of a cell sheet type graphic.
Going for crowdfunding, looks like. For publishing. Cool.
Oh, word game as well. Interesting. I actually hadn't picked that up until I saw that right there, but I don't know. Storytelling word game can go hand in hand, kind of like that Fable that we played recently on Protospiel Tested was. I could kind of see calling that both a word and a storytelling game. And this one is, I tease David all the time that there's like 10 of him. There's so many Davids in our community. So here's another one of the Davids. David Gregg, which is a new one to me. What about you?
Name looks familiar. Game does not. Rework of the Nightfall PvP deck building game. That also sounds really familiar. I don't think I've played chaining mechanic, unique grid-based card claiming system. Interesting. Yes. David Army. I mean, I like to think of us. I like to think of us more as a collective than an army, but I'll take it.
Okay, I've seen a lot of things for Tabletopia as we've been scrolling through.
Yeah.
This one's already under contract with the publisher, by the way. This Chain Master
seriously?
one. Yeah, it says so right there.
Ooh. Very nice.
Deck building. Cool. And you can actually play it even without the designer around. There's a digital demo link on this one.
Ooh, do we want this is a slight change of subject. Do we want royalty-free beats
Oh yeah.
For the background,
yeah. Let's please do that. I forgot.
Let me cue up some royalty-free beats.
It's true. Yeah, this one's very familiar around Protospiel Online, and I think this one. I bet you if we look down here, let's see what Joakim said for status. Final testing. Yes, that seems about right. On its way to Kickstarter.
I have no idea who this is.
Never heard of this person.
This name is new to me.
How do you pronounce that? Actually, I don't. I'm not really sure. I know the first name is Joakim. Angpors, I'm not. Ungfors? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
This one is. I have play tested this one. It's a battle. It's a pretty in your face kind of battle game. Have you played this, David?
I have not played any of his games yet. We keep having this like Protospiel ships in the night situation where like we just haven't lined up and we keep missing each other, and we'll like hang out and coffee talk for a whole bunch of time and or like looking for a game together, and then like we end up never playing each other's stuff. So I'm really hoping that this is the event where we actually get to try each other's games. But this one has been on my list for a while now. So
this one is it's a battle game where your units are little micro cards or like half-size cards.
Oh, cool.
That then you're placing them. What you can kind of see on the board, you see kind of like you can kind of see something that looks like a fence and like a city behind it, and those are sort of zones, and so you can move your units between the zones. That's one of the steps, and it's very like strategic, and honestly I really didn't get the strategy. But that was okay.
The way you're describing it almost sounds a little bit like a Command and Colors type thing, like Battle Lore, or where you have like the lanes and you play a card and then do the thing in the corresponding lane.
I almost think that might have been called out as something.
Oh yeah.
Or like, is Battle Line a thing?
Battle Line is a thing. I said Battle Lore, which is like kind of riffs off the like Command and Colors is like Memoir 44 is another Command and Colors game. Battle Line is it's like a Reiner Knizia game where you're putting out rows of cards.
That one's just like a okay.
It's super abstract. It's not really
card game kind of thing. Not so much like a Well, this isn't really an area control game either, but just defending certain spots so that you can defend your units is part of it, which is area control E, but not really. I'd say the same thing. But and it's, as you can see, it's like really polished. It's almost time to go to Kickstarter. So
that's
it's a 2-player thing. So that one's fun to keep an eye out for if that's a type of game you really like. And no public. There's a website, but no public demo yet. Okay, and I recognize this one as part of the holiday Hijinks line that Jonathan comes and works on a lot. It's a line of 18 card escape room games, and so generally I think, well, I don't know if it's min max 3, so 2 to 3 people can kind of fit playing this game at the same time. And this one, if you were watching our Q&A earlier, this was the example players wanted post. So I know some things that Jonathan was saying, like looking for smoothing out like unnecessarily hard steps of the puzzles and stuff like that. And this one is an example of Jonathan builds a custom website that's a hint system, and then we'll be using Screen Top for the 18 cards, presenting the 18 cards.
Cool.
So, and Jonathan, like calling out the designer group too that Jonathan lists, that's one that he leads, the Grand Rapids Unpublished Board Game Society. Grubs.
I still need to join Grubs. Little Briefcase submitted their first sell sheet and prototype for the first Protospiel Online.
Yay!
You're definitely not too late. We probably we've been going in like chronological order, so you'll probably show up towards the end of the stream.
Yep.
But you should be in here if you've done it.
I like that screen name, Little Briefcase.
Little Briefcase.
Mm-hmm. And this is a new name to me too, Roy Liu. Do you think that I'm pronouncing that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Steady Duel.
Interesting.
Okay, cool. So it's a combo of card draw and then make the best move you can kind of from card draw, it sounds like. Cool.
Also kind of sounds a little bit like a Command and Colors type situation, but interesting.
Oh, but it's about procrastination in high school? Oh, wait, nice. wait, what? Oh, no. This is about the designer being in high school and procrastinating.
To help other students. So there's like this extra like meta level happening on top of it? Wow. Followed by a short... Interesting. Only testing the game, not the studying phase. Okay. I am curious to hear how that all connects together. That's pretty fascinating.
Okay. And then I think it's Lily Hop one from... Yeah, that one's from Matthew Hawker of Coup Games.
Again, I have no idea who this person is.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Have you played this one yet?
Oh yeah, I've played Lily Hop like 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome.
What is your favorite thing about it?
It is like if Matthew puts, I know he's like looking at potentially doing a Kickstarter in the next like year or two. If the game comes with all of the stuff that's currently in the prototype, it will be one of the most generous boxes of stuff like out there. It has so much game in there.
Interesting.
So much variability. It is so puzzly and fun, and it's a really good time. There's a lot of game in there.
Well, he didn't fill out the mechanics, but up here it said Rondell. Where did it? Rondell inspired movement actions.
Yeah, it's
Rondell inspired, but not Rondell, huh?
Not really. No. But like you also kind of procedurally build out the rondelle. Like there's multiple rondelles on the table, and there can be like as many of them as players want to build. And they're constantly changing. It's very cool. I'm making it sound more complicated than it is, but it's a very exciting and fun game. I really like it a lot. So hopefully people will get to check that out.
Cool. And you're watching the chat, right, David?
I am watching the chat.
Kind of watching 2 things. I see we have Matthew with us. So hi, Matthew. And Line Go Up is from Maddie.
Yeah, and I think get your games in there. Come on.
A new game from Maddie that I've never... This art looks familiar from Heck and Hounds, but the title does not sound familiar.
I know a little bit about this. I've not played it, but I believe it is sort of a spiritual or like a thematic successor to Maddie's last game, or the game that's is like in the process of getting published, Heck and Hounds. Which is about dog walkers in the underworld. And Line Go Up takes the dogs and characters from Heck and Hounds and puts them in a setting where they are like spending money on imaginary cryptocurrencies. She's kind of like doing a satirical dig at crypto as a fad. And
are they still in the underworld as this is happening?
I think so. I think they are like dogs in the underworld trading cryptocurrency is my understanding.
That is a really unique theme.
Would love to try it.
Just keep intermixing new like layers of weirdness.
I think it's gonna be really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so here, she sort of explains it a little bit here. Each dog is now the proud mascot for their own cryptocurrency. Yeah, amazing.
Their hard-earned dog walking money, yep.
Little Briefcase has been keen to play Lily Hop. Yes. Give it a try if you can. Yeah, I'm so excited. Oh, and it looks like she got a publisher.
Oh, interesting to say, looking for a publisher and under contract with a publisher. What does that mean?
I wonder if it's because Heck and Hounds
is under contract with a publisher, maybe, yeah. So, like, the art is owned by a publisher.
That might be...
Who may or may not be planning, like, may or may not end up agreeing to publish this game, right? That makes sense.
And I think it's still a fairly young game. I don't know what she said in terms of how old it is, but I think it is fairly new. I am also excited about this one.
This one used to be called White Hat, I think, right? And now has been changed to Blue Team.
Yeah.
And I know this has been around since the beginning of 2020, I think. Mm-hmm. And part of the struggle with it is it has a lot of pieces and requires a lot of building in digital prototype form. So I've yet to play this, but have known Maddie is working on it for a long time, but I've never played it yet. So again, it would be nice to actually see how it works, and that it's built and ready to play is very exciting. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just hacker theme.
Big Netrunner fan, and this is giving me lots of big Netrunner fan, also terrible at Netrunner, but I do love it.
What can you quickly tell me even what it is? Like, I've heard of it, but I really don't know what it is. I don't understand what it is. I just heard the name.
Netrunner is a 2-player card game by Richard Garfield. Started as a collectible card game, and then Fantasy Flight bought the license for it and turned it into a living card game. One player plays as a corporation, the other player plays as a hacker, trying to infiltrate the corporation's digital security system and steal their agendas. But because it's asynchronous, it's like the runner and the corp are playing 2 completely different games, but they're playing against each other with like the same table of cards. So you basically need to know how to play like 2 very intricate games in order to be good at that. It's one of the best games ever made. It's so good.
Cool.
Yeah, so this is thematically feels very much in line with Netrunner.
I realize I haven't shown people how to do this yet, but this is what happens when you hit this button. I can choose. It's gonna pre-populate everything with the page that I was on. It knows, so it's gonna pre-populate that, and then I can decide if I want to get an email with everything I have said I'm interested in or not. And it's default to no, but you can turn it on for each individual one. And it should pre-populate your email and your name and everything as long as you're logged into the site like I am right now. So note that like as we're going through this, you can do that too. On these for yourself on your at-home screen. So I'm on. Oh, this is
I've seen photos of this.
David put
the physical version.
One of the other Legion of David put a cell sheet for this. Is why it really looks familiar to me in the Discord. What were you saying? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think this was play tested at a physical thing recently because I remember seeing photos of the physical prototype of this floating around on the internet.
For some reason, the little the black figure at the bottom I don't think you can see my mouse, but the one
I can't. No, we can see your mouse.
You can see my mouse. Oh, okay, good. I was opening drop downs earlier today and told couldn't see things in that. Just you never know what people can see. Anyway, but this really cracks me up for some reason. This pose just cracks me up. I don't know why. But yeah, this is a I'm getting the impression that there's different pieces with different kind of
looks like you sort of
poses.
build the wall and position the person.
Or the tiles, maybe
Looks
it
cool.
It does not look like the people are part of the art of the tile. It looks like you build that. Oh, so it's like you have tiles where you build footholds and handholds, and then you have like different shaped. I mean, maybe in real life they would be transparent cards or something like that.
I don't remember how it works in real life.
And you need to like put their feet where their feet would fit and their hands where their hand would fit, something like that. Yeah, visual spatial puzzle. Cool. This is a more brief one with less extra information, which is fine. We got a lot of stuff to look at, so we'll keep it rolling. Mobs and Monsters from Tony Camarelli. I think Tony is new. I'm vaguely feeling like Tony is from Oceania, and I don't remember how. I think maybe I remember that because of Tony being part of the buddy match. Yeah, that's what it is. Cool. So we have a other side of the world friend, and I think this is the first time. Tony is joining us for Protospiel Online. A janky engine. Oh, that sounds hilarious. Oh, okay. So this kind of reminds me of I can't remember. Steampunk Rally? Is that what it's called?
Where you that is a game, but I don't know anything about it.
I think that's what this game is called. You have cards that are all parts of your crazy machine, and they have like connection points on them. And as you go over rough road, pieces of your machine fall off. And you like, there's also dice involved that you roll and kind of like you place them on your machine for fuel and charging and stuff like that. And it's
kind of like a Galaxy Trucker type thing where you just like build a thing that falls apart immediately.
Well, I've never played myself Galaxy Trucker. My understanding is that's like a 2-phase game where you build and then you find out how catastrophic the destruction was. And this game is more like you're moving along in a race. Like you have a phase where you glom on some stuff to your contraption and then you move on the track and see what happens, and then you glom on some stuff and you move on the track. So it's like I guess it's kind of like Galaxy Trucker except in little spurts. And I guess like the thing about that game that is notable to me is that it works really well to play with, like it's a gamey game that you can play with 6 or 7 people without it taking forever because it's all simultaneous, like you're all doing doing what you're doing all at the same time. So it works pretty well for large groups.
Tony is indeed from Oceania. So confirmation.
And Kirsten was assigned to be the accountability buddy. Because you're both in Oceania, so it made it easier for you two to figure out a time to meet with each other. You ended up getting matched together. So that's great. Kirsten being one of our moderators from New Zealand.
Yes.
And this one is one that was with us in January, and Angel's with us. Was with us in chat, maybe still is. And so I've played this one, and it looks like...
Is that a new title?
Yeah, this feels like a different tagline has been added to it.
I think it was it called... It was Refugee... Return...
Searching for Hope.
Searching for
is
hope.
What it used to be called. Well, assuming that this is the same game and it's just a different, and it's not like the second half of it or something like that, right?
So it was Refugee Searching for Hope. So is this the same game or is this like a game that's related to it?
It's a sequel. That makes sense because it says it's very specifically build a safe path and avoid getting frozen. You don't want to stay still; it could be deadly. Interesting. Yeah, and this game is really. I gotta say, like, when I play tested Angel, well, and I hope this is not this way this weekend, but I was so exhausted the last Protospiel Online. I think my brain hurty and tired, so I can't really remember. I think I was leaning a lot. This is a cooperative game, or the Searching for Hope is a cooperative game, so I was leaning a lot on my teammates, which was Jeff is with us, and Emily
Jeff actually mentioned that the two of you played last time.
Yeah, so I think they understood the rules better than I did, so I'm sorry about that. Too much distraction, too many people like asking me questions in the middle of me trying to learn rules and everything else. But I remember it's very much like moving along a path, and their war is coming behind you, like destroying the path behind you in the original one. So it also requires you to keep moving, but this one, I guess, is just in a different way for different thematic reasons. So,
and you could solo it. Interesting.
Okay. Oh yeah, and I mean, cooperative games usually work pretty well for that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'd like to play this too.
Okay,
yeah, were you planning on bringing the prequel to this as well, or just the sequel?
Is that one all done?
No pressure. Just curious.
Yes, and Angel joins us from Mexico. So
yes.
Another one of our international friends. And this is Zach's game, who's one of the co-organizers, and I think it's a game of his that I've never seen.
I love that we have like two games about crypto and blockchain that are like taking like very hard stances that like they are scams. I love it.
I see a team project coming up in the future.
This sounds great.
Bidding and stock manipulation. I mean, that seems about right.
Yeah.
This one is another one from Zach.
Ooh, was this the one that used to be called Twilight Struggle? That it was like Zach like smashing together Root and Twilight Struggle?
Oh, it seems likely given sort of the look of the picture.
Yeah, I want to try this. I love both of those games.
I remember seeing Twilight Struggle a lot. I never played it yet, but
yeah. I mean, I'm a sucker for async games like Netrunner and Root. And then I'm just a sucker for Root in general. God, I love that game. It's so good.
I guess my question would be, so Twilight Struggle is a 2-player asymmetric game itself, right? That's about Cold War?
It's like asymmetric-ish. It's you play cards, but every card you play has like a benefit for you. Or like a benefit to like the other player and a benefit for you, and you have to like time them in the right way so that like you're not giving your player like the right amount of benefit at the wrong time. It's like a lot of very precise timing and stuff, and because it's a GMT game, you also kind of need to know a little bit about the Cold War in order to be good at it.
So this is, by saying it's a combination of Root and Twilight Struggle, it's sort of saying more asymmetry, kind of like two separate goals laid into that Twilight Struggle paradigm that you're describing?
I would not describe Twilight Struggle as an async game.
Okay.
I may in about 10 minutes I might get a lot of hate mail on BGG for saying that, but I would not. Bring it on. Bring me your hate mail. I'm excited to play that, though. It sounds great.
This one is another very familiar to Protospiel Online, one of our moderators,
Yes.
Michael's game, The Clearing, which this one I have personally played at least 3 times with Michael through the different times. Michael came early on to Protospiel Online. Well, I can't remember specifically, Michael, which first time you came, but I remember I was not sitting in this office. I was still building this office. I was sitting in my dining room when I played The Clearing with you. So it was still like, okay, this is happening. I need a better space to work. And the first time that I met Michael and played this with you. So it's a deck building game about wildlife and making food chains. Very fun.
I have a feeling this isn't true, Michael, and I say this as someone who has like seen your pitch for it, which was like extremely compelling.
What are you saying, David? You're like, and it was trash. Like, I didn't even want to play it.
I'm saying the exact opposite, because Michael's saying it's not that good of a game. I'm just very persuasive, and I'm saying like, no, I think I haven't played it yet, but I have listened to his pitch for it, and seen his publisher pitch deck, and it sounds awesome.
If you haven't played it, but you think it's great, that's because he's persuasive. You're just making an argument for what he says. But it is fun. Well, I like it. I mean, I've played it more than one time. It's not the only game in Protospiel Online world that I've played multiple times. But yeah, and it's been interesting to see that, like, major shifts in, I want it to work like this, or I want it to work like that, and kind of get to see it progress is fun to do. That's something that I really like about Protospiel community and Protospiel Online in general, like the people who come back specifically to this one, and you'll get used to seeing each other, is getting to play the same game again and see the progression of what the designer has worked on since the last time you saw each other 4 months ago. Yeah. Because the fact that we only do it 3 times a year, that gives time for the game to change and shift until the next time you see it, if there's still iteration to do. But my favorite thing about this game is making the food chain, and we did have a really fun coloring page quote of, "Yes, I got a tick," for the clearing, because why a tick would be like good in the clearing is that it is both an insect and a carnivore, since it sucks blood, so it kind of like it can restart your sequence. So in real life, getting a tick while hiking would be pretty lame, but in the clearing, it's something worth celebrating. This one is also Michael's game, and it's a very minimal description, but it's your solo backpacking adventure, which I have heard you talking about. So
I did not realize that was the name of it, but I have heard about this.
Same with me. This one should be pretty easy to get some playtesters for, since you only need one person at a time.
Love a solo game.
Doesn't take up too much of your golden rule currency. Medieval Hustle. This one has a cell sheet in our Discord. This one is from Grissenwaith? Grissenwaith? I'm always so nervous about how to pronounce people's names.
Jeff.
Yep, Jeff. Another Jeff.
Jeff.
A few of those as well. Oh, career advancement in the Dark Ages. Oh, nice. The medieval hustle culture in medieval times.
Tanner.
Hello.
Yeah, sounds cool.
Screen top. The pay is terrible, so you're working multiple jobs. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, I don't... That one might hit a little too close to home for me this weekend, but...
And here's another one from Roger.
Sounds cool.
I think that Roger might have made an update, and so like that's why this is very separate from the other game from him in the listing. But another cooperative game. Those seem to be pretty intelligent spiders. Cooperative games seem to be pretty popular amongst our community.
I think that's so interesting. And I feel like so I've been to like 4 or 5 Protospiels at this point. I feel like it kind of happens in waves where there'll be like one event where there's like a whole bunch of co-op games, and then like the next event it will be like mostly competitive. I don't know. That might just be my experience, but I feel like it sort of like oscillates between them. But I don't know. This sounds cool though.
Yeah, I mean, lots of spiders. I don't know about the spider, but all right. I'm like out in my... I don't want to do yard work because when I'm out in my yard doing yard work, some big spider crawls out and I scream like a crazy person, and like everyone on the street must hear me screaming bloody murder. I'm like, I just can't. I can't do this. I need to hire somebody else to do
spiders.
No spiders.
I don't mind them, but like when they're on me,
yeah.
now we've
right.
Now we've sort of violated some boundaries.
Or just too close to my body.
I don't need you on me. We can exist in the same space, but I'm gonna need you to not be on me, spider.
Like there's no reason for you to be here.
You didn't have to do that. You could have stayed in your corner.
I'm a moving object, you can't really build a web on me. Yeah. Right. And then Matt was my buddy in the accountability buddy matchup, and has been talking about this in our Discord, the building robot. Like this is a game about building robots to fight each other, which is a fun idea that makes me kind of think about if you were going for an IP, you could go for Big Hero 6 maybe.
Ooh. Ooh, that would be fun. Very cool.
Yeah. Let's see. I think a sell sheet for this one too. Oh, okay. This is a designer team, and I think these are... I know Emily Fagerstrom is in our Discord. I think Janine might be a non-attending co-designer.
Cool.
So, okay.
23. Oh, you know what? I think I maybe saw Emily talking about this. It might have been in BMG. Maybe Matthew or one of the BMG folks who are here can back me up on this. But I believe Emily was asking for some advice on this because the cards need to stack in a certain way, and they were snapping to each other in one of the programs, and she couldn't get it to like... Because if it's all like a card in hand thing where you're like holding them but kind of arranging them. One of the prototyping tools wasn't cooperating, and I think she eventually figured out how to make it work. But I'll be curious to see how this has been executed, because I believe I remember seeing.
So it looks like this is the front of a washing machine with a thumbs up or a thumbs down, kind of.
Cool. Have you ever played a card in hand game?
Yeah, actually, from somebody who... It was more of a puzzle than a game.
Yeah.
But from Bruce Biwella, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that name right either, but who is somebody that I originally met at Protospiel, Michigan, and has attended some Protospiel Online. He sent me one that he made, and it was the position that you're holding the card in matters. Kind of like there was a lot of adding and subtracting. It was sort of that kind of you need to make a path so that the numbers will work out correctly. Yeah. So
I would say cool. Hanabi does not quite count.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
Like we're talking more like a game where like the entire game you hold in your hand, and it's like the way the cards are positioned around each other. I think the one she gave here in the example was Palm Island, is one that's like the first one that comes to mind. There's also a fan-made Gloomhaven spin-off called Gloomholden that is it intends to recreate the full experience of Gloomhaven, but just with cards that you can play in a single hand, which is super ambitious.
Yes.
I would love to give it a try. It's a print and play thing, and I think it's gotten the blessing of Isaac, the designer of Gloomhaven.
I think I heard an interview with
BGG.
that person. Yeah. Just talking about how do you reduce something that big to just a few cards. It's kind of an interesting design challenge or interesting idea. Yeah, and then Maiden's Quest is a button shy game, I think, and I feel like I recently was researching that. Oh, sorry, and it did not look like it was a game that you're supposed to hold in your. I saw it laid out on the table, so I'm a little confused. But maybe there's like part of it that you hold in your hand, part of it's laid out on the table. I don't know. Anyway,
interesting. Cool. Shattered Soul. This sounds familiar, but it doesn't look familiar. Have you ever wanted to bring an MMO raid to the table? I can't say I have, but this sounds good.
Is this a sell sheet? I think there might be a sell sheet of this. Maybe that's why it sounds familiar to you in
maybe
Discord, because they've been kind of streaming in.
Yeah.
Y'all crack me up. Like there's no. I think to myself, maybe sell sheets are dead and no one wants them at all, and then for like months, no activity in the sell sheets channel.
And then they all come in.
Just like, yep. That's how you are. That's what you do.
I think it's the kind of thing where maybe a publisher isn't going to look at it, but just having the practice of like making a concise visual and text-based pitch of the thing you're making, I think it's a helpful exercise, even if no one ends up looking at it. It helps me talk about the things I'm making.
Yeah. Excuse me. It can help you prepare for your pitch too.
Yes, we keep saying, we keep like accidentally shaming the people who are submitting their stuff like in the last. We don't actually care. we're just excited that people are submitting stuff at all. Do it as late as you want. We don't care.
I mean, I feel well, really, this is why you do Protospiel, because if there wasn't a deadline, you wouldn't do it, right?
Yeah.
So this just proves the point, the kind of what it's all predicated on, that we need deadlines.
Yeah, no judgment. We're just excited to see the stuff you're making. Shattered Soul, though, sounds cool.
Asymmetric characters and boss intense, like focused on the boss battle part. It sounds like cool.
Asymmetry.
So much asymmetry.
Asymmetry. My favorite symmetry.
Wait.
Don't.
Okay.
Just don't. Just let it.
Another deck builder as well. That also seems to be a trend in the stuff that we're looking at. Ocean salvage. That's unique and cool.
Ooh.
And this one it's a deck builder for 2 to 4. Very cool. This one sounds familiar too.
The name Jonathan Gilmour sounds familiar.
Wait a minute, are you being serious?
I am being serious. Is he like super famous or something?
Yes.
What did he make?
Oh, no.
Like
Dead of Winter.
No way.
Now you're making me like think I don't know who I'm talking about.
This is like when you told me like about Jay Little who does the show with you and Michael, and you were like, yeah, Jay like he made X-Wing, and here I am with like I don't know, like $300 worth of X-Wing sitting over there, and I'm like, oh wait, Jason Little is
Right.
Okay. Yeah. The guy who made one of my favorite games. Very cool. Awesome.
I mean, I'm assuming this is the same Jonathan Gilmour.
It's definitely.
So that's exciting.
That is exciting. Hi, Jonathan.
Okay. So roll and write mechanics, but in a tile laying situation. That sounds interesting. 2 to 6. Okay, rest letters. I saw. Okay, yeah. This one was like this was what was sitting there maybe 3 days ago at the top of the list, and so everything that you see coming after this is a lot of what's been new. You'll see how much of a pile there is now.
I just looked it up. Jonathan Gilmour definitely did make Dead of Winter.
Okay, and also Delivery Wasteland Express or Wasteland Delivery Wasteland Express. Am I saying those words in the right order?
You are. I'm just
and I feel like I'm just blanking on a lot of games that Jonathan has made.
Oh my gosh! Sorry, Jonathan. I am excited that you're joining us.
Oh no, I don't think he's coming. I think he's a co-designer. Sarah's coming.
Cool. I'm also excited that Sarah's coming.
So Sarah's coming and bringing a game.
Cool.
I guess that kind of points out something. Just because a designer is listed here doesn't mean that they have ever attended. It just means they're a co-designer. Like, we give everybody a chance to give credit, shout out to whoever is working on the game with them, whether they've bought a badge or not. So it is possible to have your name on our website, even if you haven't attended, as long as like somebody in your design group has. So, okay, a wrestler's work. I bet you that this came out of the recent Game Crafter word game contest. That is my suspicion, because this is a very unique sort of theme for a word game. The kind of thing you do to stand out in a word game contest, right?
So to give you a sense of how my week is going, I read the name of this game and I just read it as Wrestlers. It just took me until now to realize that is not how you spell the word wrestlers.
Oof.
So, woo!
A word sports game. Ooh. I mean, this is like mixing the nerds and the jocks together to a high degree. Although my understanding is wrestling is a pretty nerdy sport, right?
Oh, it absolutely is.
I'm not that kind of nerd, but I pick up on it. I think I've mainly learned that that's the case from listening to Flip the Table and how much interest they have on that show in wrestling. Madam Morgan's Paranormal Emporium.
Oh, by Micah. I didn't realize Micah was joining us.
Okay, have you played this one?
I have not.
I cut you choose. Victorian oddities for sale. Cool. In tabletop playground. Bluffing game. Stock manipulation. Cool. Do you know Micah from... I don't think I've... Micah Stir? Have you met Micah Stir?
Oh, I'm thinking of a different Micah.
Right.
I'm wrong Micah.
I think Micah Stir has been to Protospiel Online before, but I have yet to play a game with Micah myself.
Yeah. This okay. I do know Zach. Zach made a game. I don't think it's this one. It was a different game with slimes.
Oh, so it's a.
But this one I know he's been working on this one for a while, but I don't think this is the one I have played.
Cool. We got both kinds of videos on this one to watch.
My secret wish is to someday become a master wrestler. I believe in you.
This one also you can play, it looks like, without the designer there on Tabletop Playground. Crab Battle, I saw the cell sheet for. This is same designer, right?
Same designer. Yeah, Zach is pretty active in Break My Game.
Okay.
I think he might actually be a mod with Break My Game.
Okay.
But I've played stuff with him before, and I've played a few of his games. So I'm looking forward to having him with us. This was here last time, I believe. I remember hearing Nathan's pitch for this.
Possibly the last 2 times, actually. Yeah. I've played this one. And this one is about kind of the historical moment when people are trying to escape Shanghai before Japanese invasion. And you have, when I played it last, I'm guessing it probably has evolved since then, but so don't take my word for it too much. But there's different characters, like a wide range cast of characters. You can kind of see them down here. And I think you all can move all of them around. And you're trying to, they're given goals to like interact with other characters or do certain things before they leave Shanghai. And you have to like gather, at the time I played anyway, you had to find a way to get a ticket and get to the place that the ticket went to, like get a train ticket and get to the train station once you had done something that was like a randomly assigned goal having to do with a location or a person. So it was very interesting. Cool.
We're getting lots of love for it in the chat, so that's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a better picture of everybody that's in it.
Yeah, I remember seeing the art for this.
And that is one big I mean, it like when you can have art, it can make it more memorable, right? Even though it's not an absolute necessity to have it in a prototype. And I'm actually not sure if Nathan is the artist. I can't remember. I don't know if anybody else who's played it remembers. I don't know. If he did the art himself or got it from somebody else. And then, okay. Now we got a picture of the physical version of Ovation here. Cool.
Very, very quick though. We got some confirmation in the chat from Tanner and I believe that's Derwat that Nathan's wife did the art for Shanghai Noir. So that's pretty cool. I have played Ovation one time, and it was one of my favorite Protospiel playtests. One, because the game is fantastic. 2, because we had an awesome group of people playing. We had so much fun playing this.
It's engine building about classical composers. And as you can see, it has a lot, like it's pretty far with its art, and kind of you just have different goals of I don't know, different parts of the arrangement that you're trying to collect to do your opus. And you see like this red, blue, and yellow are different like emotions you're evoking with your music. So that are the they're kind of like a currency, aren't they? Those emotions.
Yeah, they are.
Think of them that way.
I remember when I played it, it kind of had it kind of gave me some, like, the engine building felt a little bit like Wingspan. It did a lot of things that I really liked.
Those were really fun, like music tokens I see there.
Yeah.
This looks like a really fancy, chunky prototype, Kirsten. That's fun. And yeah, so you were able to get it on screen top so people can play it.
I think we had, it was me, and then oh my gosh, my one and only. Why am I
What are you talking about?
Why am I blanking on his name?
Are you talking about? No.
I'm talking about Caleb.
Okay.
It was me and Caleb, and we had one other person who I'm blanking on, Caleb Vance.
Okay.
And we just had the best time playing Ovation. It was
Caleb
so
is
fun.
the sweetest person. Caleb lives here in Colorado. I met him because he came to Protospiel Denver. That was the first time I met him. So, yeah, he just makes every playtest
It was
such a delightful time.
Duck Sploosh.
I played this one, one time. I believe this is like a really good, like late. It's the end of the night and everyone's tired. There aren't very many rules to learn, but it's like a water gun. You're the kids in a water gun fight. You can see the example, like you can run to mom to be protected from the water gun fight. That kind of thing is going on. Oh, and then the duck, like, yeah, you could play the duck card so that you don't get hit with the water. Yeah, this one's really... Actually, I remember telling Kirsten that I played another game that was about a water gun fight at Proto ATL in like 2019 that was kind of going for the same vibe, but I found Kirsten's more fun. Like the other one just had too much detail about like this kind of gun, and I'm being kind of a jerk, I guess. Like it's not a bad game, but just for my taste, it was like, if you're playing a game like I just hot takes.
If you were looking for the gloves, they're on the floor.
Right.
Because they've been taken off.
There's kind of some similar things going on here with bigger and smaller guns and stuff, but
I've left the building.
But yeah, it just was much less finicky. Like it was clear what was going on, and it was easier to hop in and just play and have fun.
Sometimes you gotta just let it be simple, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got a question from Anhil. I have a question. Is there any way to update the information of the prototype? No.
This is the question that everybody wants to ask, but no, it's not possible. I would like it to be possible, but it's not. So
someday.
I can't really explain to you why it's not possible. Something is broken that shouldn't be broken.
Yes, you could follow Jeff's advice and enter it next time. Yeah, no, it is.
I can delete the original for you if whatever's wrong is bad enough that you need it to be fixed. You'll have to completely repost it, and I can delete the first one for you. What's that? You're looking at the...
I'm looking... So this...
Not like this?
I don't know what that means.
Can you see? It's confusing when it shows up on our
It looks like
screen.
like a child crying. What is that? What is
that? To me, it looks like somebody that's got really big hair, like that. It's like, no. Okay. I think it's
whenever
emoji.
I see like not like this, I think of the sorry, spoilers for a 20-year-old movie, the scene in The Matrix, where the character says not like this. That's what comes to mind. It's a Twitch emote. Yeah. Okay. See,
it's someday
we're gonna learn how to use Twitch.
Well, this is a nuance. You can see it. I think you can see it in Restream, what it's supposed to look like, and everybody in Twitch can see it, right?
Yeah.
And now you're being trolled with a new Twitch emote, I think.
It's the emotion we're all feeling, knowing. Yeah. Yep. Oh, and here's another one. This looks like a laughing man. I'm not gonna post it.
I want to know what it's called, though.
Okay. Low.
Okay. Lol.
Great. Okay. Moving on.
It's all right. Okay. 4 elements: air, earth, fire, and water in a tableau. From Ed, who's been coming to Protospiel for a long time, maybe even as long ago as 2020. And is part of the building the game weekly meetup. Meetup is a weird word to use for that because it makes you think of the website Meetup. But the weekly accountability call that happens in the Building the Game Discord. Ed comes to that a lot. Hand management. It's an abstract game. Cool. Family weight.
Love it.
That one looks easy to fit in.
Mulligan Stew.
From John Gill. And John is an alumni of Protospiel Online. I think has been absent for a little while and coming back again after not seeing John for a few installments. I think John is the same person who has a lily pad game too, but I don't think is being brought this time. So I'm a little worried I might be thinking of a different person, but light bluffing game. Cool.
Interesting. Nearing completion.
This one is kind of reminding me of Derwent's game that's about feeding the king. Poison. Oh, it has a really nice card art.
Yeah, this one, it does look like it's pretty close to... No one can know.
This one's John's other game. Spy theme, semi-cooperative again. We've got a lot of those. Shaky alliances. This one sounds memorable. The kind like the kind of game that you end up laughing at how mad you are at each other.
I like I like the art for this. That's cool.
Very good. Looks like that one's in Tabletop Playground.
Pixel art, I think no, never mind. Not the one I was thinking of.
I saw this one has a sell sheet that was recently posted in the server. And this, looks really fun to me. It reminds me, when I look at it, it reminds me a lot of Pit Cross puzzles.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Have you ever played those?
Oh, I love Pit Cross.
So, and they're kind of, or another word for them is a nonogram, I think. And like they're, I don't know. Once you learn how to do them, they can be pretty addictive, but they're not as famous as something like Sudoku. But they're that type of logic puzzle thing. And so I don't know if this is like Pit Cross, but it has images in it that look like
it feels like
answers
it, doesn't it?
Pit Cross, yeah.
Jeff says it's good.
Oh, Jeff has played pixel art?
Jeff has played this.
Jeff, seal of approval. Cool. No, yeah, that does sound really fun. Just the sounds really satisfying to draw a picture, like to end up doing a picture at, like having this thing you've made at the end of the game sounds cool.
So for that one we just looked at, compete to fill parts first. So yeah, it looks like you're trying to complete your drawings first.
So Zahn, as a designer, that seems like it's maybe like a studio name that's not
interesting.
The attendee's name, because that attendee name doesn't look familiar. But
it's this person here.
Oh, it's somebody that's with us?
Yes, it's this person here.
Okay.
Improv heavy song-based acting game. Ooh.
But what's funny is you're talking to us on Twitch. We'll see you in Discord this weekend, then we'll really know who you are. We see your name, your designer name, and then your Twitch handle, and we're still in the dark on who you are in the Discord server.
We'll find out.
We'll figure it out. Oh man, heavy song-based acting game. Yeah. There might be a lot of people that shy away from this one. I might be one of them, but for the people it's for, they'll be so excited.
Yeah, they'll definitely be an audience for this.
I know Jamie, one of our moderators, one of the co-hosts of, or like rotating in mentee hosts of Building the Game podcast.
Are they
loves improv and probably
That's true. Jamie is an improv person. Tanner wants to try it. All right, so you've got two likely, at least two. Yeah, no, I bet this will be popular.
So yeah, this theme makes me really curious. I also saw a sheet for this one.
Triple threat designer, triple threat.
And I think all new. I know Mark is in our. I saw Mark in our Discord server. We've been talking to him, and the other two people might be non-attending co-designers. They don't. Those names don't immediately look familiar in the Discord, but Giggle and Cringe. Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
All of the designers better be dads. They're not. If these guys are not all dads, honestly, might be grounds for booting them from the weekend. I really
it has a custom website that it uses. Interesting.
It feels like, I think I remember this person asking about whether or not that was okay.
Actually, the question is answered for you right here. One of them is not a dad, but an uncle.
All right. Tanner, I'm on it. We're going to find out which one of these guys is an uncle. Get him out.
Very good.
It's fine. Okay. I mean, at this point, it's more for me than it is for you.
It's a random and right. I wouldn't have guessed that from this name, that it's a random and right. That almost makes me think of like Mad Libs.
Yeah, I was expecting more of like a party game type thing.
Yeah.
Is that not true?
Well, it does say party, but it says random and right as a mechanic.
Interesting.
And it's a word game. So, yes, that's very intriguing. Hello World. That's very familiar.
True. Yes, I'm curious as well.
Luke Seeley.
18-card area majority game. Interesting.
Is Luke Seeley new this time?
Let me check.
Cosmic beings vying for control. Creation of life in the world. Name is very familiar, but I think maybe because new.
Luke Seeley is not new.
Not new. Okay. Mm-hmm. Maybe new last time. Haven't gotten to play in person or haven't been in a game.
Yeah, I don't think
playing one of Luke's games. But right. Was recently talking to me in Discord is why it sounds familiar, I think.
18-card area majority game has
very curious to see how that works, right?
Yeah.
And very short game, it says.
Yeah, again.
1 to 2 players.
5 minute teach, 30-minute playtime, chef's kiss. Love it.
And these are new to us names too, I believe. Gabriel and Noel. 5 elements in this game. Okay. With what kind of... It's a dueling type game.
Ooh, rock, paper, scissors type mechanic. Interesting.
Oh, wait. Oh no, they haven't filled out the mechanic section.
No, they mentioned rock, paper, scissors in the blurb. I think so countering each other in a rock, paper, scissors manner.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
But like a 5-way rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, right.
Got it.
Which I think might be, there was like a sort of chart in the middle of the board that I think maybe details how that works. Sounds cool.
And then another one from Mark Marino with a different co-designer. Somebody who's related in some way, it looks like. Poser at the Museum Gala. Hidden role game of questionable taste.
This, what this sounds like? Have you ever played A Fake Artist Goes to New York?
Yeah, I have.
The
Well, let me see how much like it. It's a role-playing game though instead. So
okay,
instead
so
of
it's not.
you like drawing, but you have to. It's probably going to be one of these things where you have to talk. It's going to be more like Spyfall, probably, where you have to talk about what's going on.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't have all the information, that kind of thing. But that, honestly, I feel like this theme makes a lot more sense for something like that. Just the idea that you're going to an art gallery and you're trying to seem like you're cool and you fit in.
Yeah.
Makes a lot more sense than the whole like you're a spy and you don't know where you're supposed to be or something like that. That's kind of happening in.
Yeah. No, I think that sounds really fun.
And then is Justin Berman new?
I don't think so.
No?
Because that name sounds really familiar to me as well. But again, I will. Justin Berman. I'm on it.
You're my background.
Justin Berman is new.
But maybe you know Justin Berman from before.
I might.
From somewhere else, like Break My Game or something.
I might. Competitive and collaborative game.
Another one of those.
Semi-co-op. So hot. So hot right now. Cool. Ooh, long one.
Yeah, that's true.
Cool.
Okay, a race mechanic. And it's a campaign legacy style game. Mm-hmm. Storytelling. Cool. Mm-hmm. Huh.
Yes. Semi-co-op. Cool. So hot, so hard to make good. Very true. Very, very true.
Cool. Yeah.
Yes, and
a lot here.
Hello all.
Okay, and this is another very familiar to us title. Yes. That's getting close to similar to Feud. Been with us for a long time and getting close to being able to take itself to Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. That is also semi-co-op. Mm-hmm. That another one that I have played, I think at least twice, maybe 3 times. I'm trying to remember.
You did not play this on Protospiel Tested, right? You played with Tim.
Yeah. Tim. Okay. Tim is one of the designers. Well, and yeah, Tim only lists himself, but this actually is a team.
Yeah, James, I think, is working on this as well, right? She's involved in that team. Yeah.
Yes. And Maxwell. There's more than one Maxwell too, but I think it's the Maxwell Freud.
It's that like collective of.
Yes, they're
Cardboard Revolution.
Revolution, yeah.
No.
Yep. And yeah, we are looking forward to being able to play Mononoke on Protospiel Tested once y'all get to Kickstarter, which hopefully will be pretty soon. But yeah, this game is really interesting. It's using a lot of public domain art from feudal, I think I'm saying that right, feudal Japan era. Mm-hmm. And the idea is that you each have a different character that you play, and they have different goals, quests, or I can't remember the term that is the final term that's used for you, but there are things like, take this much damage in one night that the castle is attacked, things like that. So you have these ulterior motives, and they're unknown by everybody at the table at this stage. I think in the development, that's what they've gone for. Mm-hmm. And you have to blind contribute power to the fight. So you all talk about how much power you're going to put in, but then secretly choose how much actual, and there's plenty of reasons to double cross and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And so you all are like, one of you can die, like each character can die, but you're still in the game as a ghost when you do die, and your goals change. So it's possible I think it's possible for everybody to lose or one person to win, but don't quote me on that. It's that kind of game. But yeah, there's a lot of. So you've yet to play it yourself?
I have not played it yet.
Yeah, it's one of those that makes really memorable, funny moments. Like, I knew I shouldn't believe, or whatever. You know what I mean?
We're getting a lot of love for it in the chat. I think it's one of those games that's been around, like floating around the like prototyping spaces that like people have either played it at Protospiel or they played it at like one of the other groups. And if you haven't played it yet, you've at least seen it getting passed around, which is pretty cool.
Another one of the Legion of Davids. This David is new, right? This is a new name?
Maybe.
Blackjack with trivia cards.
Ooh. Is it a party game?
Does it say, let's see, the card game. It makes it sound like like different trivia give you different amounts of points, so you'd want to answer trivia well but not too well. That's kind of the vibe it gives me anyway when I hear close to 21 without going over.
I'm not seeing. I think Discord is acting up for me, so I'm not seeing this David.
Interesting.
Not coming up in the search, but
sometimes it's like it doesn't find their nickname, right? Which is how you would find them under David. Let me see. My Discord says, yes, David is a new David.
Hey, look at
that. So yeah, welcome to the Legion of Davids at Protospiel Online. It might be a new last initial, maybe.
I think I'm just gonna change my name at this point. It's fine.
So many of you go by specifically David, not Dave, right?
Yeah, I'm not a Dave.
Right.
There are some people who try it with me, and they like try and make it work, and it's like,
no,
Dave's not happening. That's not me. You're talking to someone else. Someone at the place I work very aggressively like insisted on calling me Dave, and I just got to a point where I like would not respond. So they just go, Dave. I'm just not.
Okay, well, noted, everybody. Don't even try it.
People at Protospiel can try it. I don't care. This person was pushing it.
This one is another one that has been around our community for a long time. Another cooperative game from Jeff, if he's still here with us in the chat. And this one, I've played this one at least twice, maybe 3 times. I guess when I get over twice, I can't remember anymore. I know I played it more than once, and then I can't remember exactly how many times total. It has some really interesting use of graphic design. Like it's a game about Jack climbing up and raiding the giant's feast, and these cards are giants that can be face up or face down, and sort of there you see the dinner plate there, so they may or may not be covering the dinner plate. And you all have like different kinds of meat. Like every time I played it, it's been a little different, specifically what you're doing with things, but you're always sort of trying to. You have colors and numbers of dishes that you're trying to fulfill wants on the cards in a certain order. Based on gotcha rules that are like, well, if that giant wakes up, that will cause a chain reaction, those kind of things going on. Yeah.
I sat in on this one being played for a little bit. I have not actually played it. But I sort of peeked in a couple Protospiels ago while others were playing it. It looks really fun.
Well, it says again, lots of changes once again.
Yeah.
So if you've played it before, this is another one of those chances to see the iteration and the progression of the design. Something you might have seen before. Oh my goodness. I don't know how much is left, David. We just got to keep going. Okay.
We're powering through.
Right. Here's another one from Emily, who's new this time.
You're a literal bug.
Oh, okay. You are the bug. Not the hacker, but the bug.
Yeah. I like that. I feel like we've had a lot of as much as I love the sort of like I enjoy like Netrunner and the hacker theme. I'm excited to see the like virus perspective.
And
you were the actual.
It looks like it's very tongue in cheek too. Like here's the cookie and stuff. Oh yeah, it says that lots of puns. There's like lots a big space, and I didn't even notice it there. Do you know what Aeon's End is like?
Oh.
Because it's saying kind of a spiritual successor to that, combined with pandemic. This one's another playing cards that I
want to say Aeon's End is a deck builder.
Okay. Squeaking it out at the end.
Again. Oh. Someone on BGG has just sent me a very angry DM. I don't know. Aeon's End is one that people talk about a lot, but I don't actually know anything about it.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard the name, but I really don't know anything about it. So this one is another friend from Building the Game Discord weekly check-ins, and
Aeon's End is a co-op deck builder.
Oh, you were right. Okay, you're safe. No hate mail.
Well, no, I'm still getting a hate mail, but it's unrelated.
And this one, so I'm not sure if Justin is keeping up with this plan, but the plan for 2022 was once every month, like rapidly think of a new theme and rapidly prototype a game, just to beef up the practice of coming up with new ideas and not get too attached, probably to ideas, to keep being able to iterate. And this was, I think, Justin's February game. I think it was the February game, but the Right to Arm Bears. So we were talking in that Discord about what should the bears be called and things like that. So
incredible.
Oh, interesting, Jonathan. Okay, Jonathan has Bubakiki. This keeps coming up, this concept of Bubakiki in like video games or like indie video games that I've seen. I saw something that kind of, I don't think it had this it might have even had this exact same name or very close. Like it had these two words in the title.
This is new to me. What
was
a
video game. But do you know what Bubakiki is?
No idea.
You don't? Wait, what? What did you say?
No, I have no idea what it is.
So the concept is like if I were to show you like something kind of like a cloud, like curvy shaped, and like something like a bundle of sticks, and I'd tell you which one is Booba and which one is Kiki. Like no matter what language you speak, you'd be very likely to point to the cloud and say Booba, sticks Kiki.
Oh, I'm familiar with this conceptually, but did not know that it had an official name.
Yeah, so happens that there's a video game that kind of has a name. There's an indie video game that I saw at Boston Fig Virtual, and there's also something that's available, I think, on Steam that my brother and sister-in-law were telling Will and I that we would like. So that I was looking this up very recently, like what this means. But
ooh, this sounds cool.
Cooperative party game. Oh, okay, so this makes me think in the vein of Just One or something like that, but not with words.
Or Wavelength.
Yeah. Cool, very good, and a very quick game that should be easy to fit some tests in of. That's exciting. We'll be looking for that. Oh, and here's another familiar one. Somebody that's with us right now. This one is, I've seen it around Protospiel Online for quite some time. I don't know if, Tanner, you can remember off the top of your head the first time you brought it, but I've not been able to play it yet. It reminds me of for what I've heard about it, it's it's about goblins eating stuff and the stuff going into their stomach and like kind of where you place it, right?
Yeah. So like it
eating treasure
basically
keeping inventory in your stomach.
I played this a couple months ago for the first time, and it's fantastic. But it like has a little bit of light asynchronous like player boards, but it like the main sort of system in the central board is this like dice based almost like the is it pachinko? Is that what it's called? Where you drop the ball and it like kind of falls down on the pegs. It's basically like if you had a board game version of that.
Oh,
but
fun.
you can kind of place your plinko. Thank you.
Well, it's both. You were correct.
They're both correct.
Pachinko is also a thing, but
cool.
Plinko is the Price is Right version.
Yeah. So it kind of plays like that, but also with like, it's not really, I wouldn't say it's like really worker placement, but your little goblin is like, you want to place them in the right place so that when the thing falls down, they can like catch it in their mouth. And then your player board is the like, sort of like a outline of your goblin's like digestive system. So like the things you eat kind of get passed through their get digested, and they can get passed around the
when you said asynchronous, did you mean asymmetric?
Asymmetric. Yes, thank you.
Each goblin board has a little bit of a different like skill.
They're slightly different.
Light asymmetry kind of.
It's pretty light, but it definitely is an important part of it.
Okay. Oh wow!
Actual physical plink. No, so it's
that looks gruesome, Danner. Holy cow!
it's actually violent. It's all very tongue in cheek. It's not that image is like
very in your face. Get it?
Yeah, but the so yeah, you roll dice, and then the dice determine where the thing falls on the grid. So there's no actual dropping of it. Tanner explains it a little bit here. No actual plinko, just simulated on a flat board.
But yeah, that sounds really interesting. And it looks like
really fun.
From what I remember seeing long ago, this looks so polished and like a finished game now compared to, I think, an early version. I remember seeing that it just like the details I don't remember. It just there was a lot going on. Like I remember seeing a table with a lot going on, even though I never played it myself, either in a screenshot or by like popping in and kind of looking at the end of a game.
Yeah. No, it's silly, but and fun. But there's a lot of like really cool, thinky choices in it. Highly recommend.
This one's quick, short trick-taking game that I have played it again at least twice. I can't remember 3 times. Isn't that funny? That happens to me every time. But I know I probably played it 3 times because it's quite short and easy to get a quick test in and see how it's going. But this is trick-taking where you're collecting. You have spaces to collect your Russian dolls, and you need to stack them in numerical order. You're allowed to kind of shift them around according to the rules to be able to collect more. But the goal is to collect. It's set collection with trick taking.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the doll stacking puzzle in this game. I'm excited to see where this is gone. It was very promising last time I played it.
That's my favorite part of it too, is the doll stacking thing.
Yeah.
And we've mentioned Jamie earlier.
Yeah, I have no clue who this is.
And this is another game that I'm not sure. I mean, Jamie has been around our community a lot. I'm not sure that Jamie has necessarily gotten to playtest this very many times, actually, at Protospiel Online. But Jamie's project is Fight Sequence, So you've heard of it. If you've heard of Jamie, you've heard Jamie talking about Fight Sequence, even if you haven't gotten to playtest it yet. Yeah. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just gonna say I believe Jamie was running it last time. They did a couple runs of it on Tabletopia. They've done a very if you are still trying to figure out your playtesting platform of choice, Jamie has done an extremely cool thing with their screen top mod for this. And I bring it up whenever people are like, screen top, I don't know if I want to look at screen top. If you want to see a very cool execution of like some ways in which you can leverage the unique attributes of screen top, check out what Jamie's done with this. Also check out the game because the game is fantastic. But really, really good creative use of the platform.
And I think Fight Sequence is one of the games that's featured on the homepage of Screen Top GG. Is that right?
Yeah,
so
you
don't
you
even
could
have
actually
to necessarily
try it right now.
Be with Jamie to look at it. Yeah.
And
this one,
lots of love for Fight Sequence. This game is really fun.
This one is very much at the end of its development cycle, but exactly what is going to happen with it is like when it's exactly going to come out and what path is still being figured out. So can't say how soon to watch out for it, but keep watching out for it until it's there. Yeah. And this is Shanty. I don't know if Shanty's with us. Shanty's been talking to us in the Discord a lot the last couple of days, but I'm not sure if he's here.
I keep hearing this is fantastic.
Chat. But yeah, this I've played this one time. This is a two-player only, right? Yep, two-player.
Oh, there's Shanti right there. Hi.
Fast-playing legacy game.
We can't tell who anyone is, or who a lot of the people are. You've been here for like a long time. I keep seeing your name come up. Hello.
I think I recognize that. As associated potentially with your email address or something like that. But anyway. But you're looking at the chat and I'm not, so that's why.
Lots of love for Witch's Coral.
Yes. And so yeah, this one is a deck builder legacy game, and if it's still the way it still plays the way it did the last time I played it, when you discard your cards, you have control of the order and you don't shuffle your discard deck. So you can meta, you need to think about the way you discard your cards too. And there's no shuffling. And there's also these, you can see in the picture, there's envelopes that you can unlock. So you'll have a goal. You'll have like asymmetric goals. There's these two witches that you can see that you play and you're battling each other. And each of you has a different goal. And like, if you can meet your goal during the play, you get to open your envelope, which opens like some more cards that you can potentially have in the market or in your starting deck, basically. Hopefully I'm getting that right, Shanti.
Yes, please. That sounds great. Oh, just like Aeon said. I think this is maybe why I've heard of Aeon's End, because you don't shuffle the deck, right? Isn't that like one of the famous things about that game? I think that's maybe why I know about it. That might be what Shanti's referring to there.
Okay, I recognize, I keep second guessing myself, but I believe Jay Bexton is on my team. Just FYI, I'm not really on any teams, but there is one team that gets to see my secret identity. Yeah, that's the same person I'm thinking of. Who I believe is an Oceania friend too.
Little Briefcase you've been here the whole time. We didn't know it was Jay. Hello.
Oh, okay. Little Briefcase.
Hello, Little Briefcase.
Gotcha. So yeah, thanks for uploading it. And that might mean we're almost at the end too. Unless really a lot of people have been piling on since you posted.
We're getting love for Stoked.
Oh, fun. Like, honestly, have you ever heard of a surfing game? It's like such a popular hobby, but I don't think I've ever heard of a surfing game.
One of the Cardboard Edison winners the last like 2 years, I think, was a surfing game. But I agree. I agree, like very underused theme. Like surprisingly underused.
Yeah, there's a whole community of people who, if there was a game about this, like this could get them into gaming, potentially. Of course, surfers, I feel like anytime I hear somebody talking about their hobby of surfing, it's almost something that they see as like a meditation, or they like want to be away from people, very in their own head, like very in tune with nature, like watching for a wave and taking it is a very like meditative, almost spiritual practice to a lot of surfers, I think. So that type of person might be a little bit difficult to get into board games. Potentially.
Maybe.
But maybe not.
This looks fantastic, though.
Actually, I know my friend Noan loves to surf and is a California surfer, and probably would really be interested in this. And Noan does like games, so obviously,
awesome.
or Noan wouldn't be coming to Protospiel Online. Oh, and here we've got this one. Also, is very familiar to us.
Yes.
And this is okay. So calling it second edition now. It used to be Duel. Bridges to Nowhere Duel is what Bryn was calling it for a little while, and it was like the 2-player version. No. Bridges to Nowhere was always a 2-player card game, though. So I'm sorry, I'm not representing this very well. I have, like, Bridges to Nowhere is a published game that came out a long time ago. I think the first thing that Doomsday Robots put out.
Oh.
But then, like, Duel had a new set of rules. It added new features to the bridges and stuff like that. And now they're calling it second edition instead of, right? Is Duel what they were calling it for a little while there? Am I remembering that right?
I embarrassingly, I have no idea. Also, embarrassingly, is that the fact that I have yet to play any of Bryn's games, so I'm hoping that can change this weekend.
Yeah, this one is like a very the art kind of this cover art is very beautiful. And it's just it's a pattern matching sort of game. Like there's different types of bridges, like truss or suspension, blah blah blah, and the lines are arranged differently, and so you need to make strips of the same kind of thing and make a long bridge and that kind of thing. And then there's also features of the bridge that you want to make sets of and things like that.
Very cool.
But yeah, I feel like even the original one was 2-player, so I think in the sense that it's second edition, it's just that there are like new features, like caps to the bridges and like a new play mode, I think.
This is,
but it remains a 2-player game all the time.
I really love games like what Kirsten's saying here, like you could score terribly, but like the experience of playing it is so nice and so beautiful that you still have a good time with it. That sounds great.
Well, and it's a very head to head, because it's that 2-player game. You're also it is a strategic game where you're drafting stuff. You might be hate drafting. You're paying attention, to do well. You pay attention to what your partner is building and think about that too. This is like really exciting news that Ty has been able to make CubeHead work on Tabletop Playground. Did you know this yet, David?
I had heard rumors.
Okay.
And I'm excited about so like Ty, I think like if I had to pick like 2 designers who were probably getting close to like telling me that I need to chill about the stuff they make, it's probably Ty and Zoe, with like Tanner and Jay Bell and like a close third and fourth.
Yeah.
I really, really like this game. It is so clever and it is so fun, and Ty has made a really special thing. So I am so excited that he's figured out how to get this working on Tabletop Playground.
And curious to know how too. Right?
I really want to know how he did it.
And what we're talking about, everybody, is that in Tabletop Simulator, it was even quite difficult, because this is a die push, like a cube. It's a die, but it's a cube, really.
You
like
roll.
That
you like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you can see this picture is a great example of what's happening. You push it on. You kind of need to turn it over its corner, and then there's a picture on the face of the cube that points to other things, and that mechanically is deciding everything that's happening in the game. So in Tabletop Simulator, Ty had made the die really, really heavy, and then you use the flick. Well, you needed to like, and you might totally
you had to do it like a very precise
amount. Yeah, and it would pop over the direction you wanted it to go, and there's no flicking in Tabletop Playground, so there is like a air hockey kind of, like if you're holding an object, you can bump it against another object, right? Something like, so maybe they were able to figure out how to do something like that.
I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those games that you play it and afterwards you're like, how has this not been done yet? Like, how has no one come up with this a game that uses a system like this? And maybe someone has, but like, it plays so well. So I would love to give this one a shot again.
Cool. Oh, recently engaged. Congratulations, Ty.
Wait, recently what?
Yeah, it said under identifies as. Here, I'll show you really quick. This is an option that you can choose to fill out how you identify, and that is for the bingo card too. Like, there's a designer identifies differently than me, so we just kind of let you put your own labels on yourself, whatever labels stand out to you, or just not do it at all. But yeah,
well, congratulations.
I've actually never seen anybody like share news using that section. That's fun.
Tanner's correcting me. This is sounding really familiar, Tanner. I'm remembering. I think you're right about this. I don't remember which game it was, but this is actually sounding really familiar. That someone did actually do a thing where you're like rolling and with a magnetic cube. But it's a little different from how ties works, but yeah, cool.
And this one from James Henderson, the Heist Society. I think we have a sell sheet for this one too. That maybe that's why it jumps out at me as familiar. Oh my goodness, you guys are while you're sitting here watching with us, I think you're putting up your sell sheets because we're getting our list longer and longer. That's great. So all of our sell sheet reviewers are going to have some work to do. I got to get that set up for them to get it assigned and everything. So, but also, by the way, everybody, you're very encouraged to give each other feedback, and we reward you for doing that by giving you a certain economy of entries in the giveaway drawing. Just check out the giveaways channel to see exactly how many. I can't remember off the top of my head, but more than one entry, I believe, for every sell sheet that you give feedback on for your fellow designers. So go ahead and do that. But we also just make sure everybody's going to get at least one by having some people who go through and check those for you, give you feedback. Cool. Okay. Okay, pressure luck mission completion. Sounds fun. But it's like a heist mission completion kind of thing. Oh, wow. Looks very... Oh, yeah. I remember I've seen these pictures before. I'm almost surprised that this is not earlier in the prototype listing, but...
Did it say mastermind, like... Oh, never mind. I read something wrong. Cool.
Ooh. It has a new background. This is, and I know Derwent's with us. This is A Taste for the King. I got to play this in January, and it's it's skirting the edge of party game. Did you say party, or did you? No. Oh yes, you did. Yeah. It is. Different people mean different things when they say party game. Right. It's not like just one. But it is it's a party game, like Masquerade is a party game, maybe, like a lot of people can play it at once, and there's drama, unfolding with pressure luck trying to avoid the poison. I'm curious to see. We were pushing a I don't want to say broken strategy, but like a strategy. When I play tested it, we were pushing a strategy like, what if I didn't ever make a decision about this, but I always chose this way? What would happen? And it was still fun. But it'll be interesting to see if you decided to change anything about it. And yeah, Derwent had a very fancy programmed tabletop simulator that did a bunch, like you push buttons and it would do a bunch of things for you with the cards. It was really nice. So I know that Tabletop Playground also has a lot of ability to
it can do
script things.
Yeah, JavaScript.
So I wonder if you're with us. Did you just to answer the question? You might not be, because I think you're in the UK and it's probably very late for you.
Derwent's actually he's down there. He's chatting.
Oh, he's with us. It's very late for you, isn't it? But did you do some scripting when you rebuilt this?
If it's on screen top, then unfortunately probably no.
Was it screen top? I'm sorry. I didn't look at that right. Yeah, because it doesn't have any scripting. So we'll have lost the scripting.
It is late.
Yes. Well, thanks for staying up with us.
Yeah, and no scripting yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was not a game that like desperately needed scripting. It's just that the scripting saved time.
Yeah.
With the fiddliness of cards and stuff. And
territory control.
Ambition Rome.
Mm-hmm.
This is the last one, I think. Unless somebody puts another one up right now.
Nice.
This reminds me of Mike Ibeji. Kind of. This is the type of like theme.
Mm-hmm. Sort of classical
period. Yeah, that he'd be interested in. Yep. So this is the last one, unless I refresh and there's another one. I'll just double check. Nope. That's the end.
That's it.
So
that's it.
Only, let me see what the count is as of right now. And I mean, people can keep posting through, like people probably will add some more while the weekend is going, but everyone has 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40. This is exciting. You guys did a good job. 50, 60, 61.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So that's great.
Awesome.
Do we have, like, before we say goodbye to y'all, I did say that we'd take questions. If you have any last minute questions getting ready for tomorrow, do you have anything that you want to ask us? Maybe we'll stay on for, I don't know, what do you think, like 5 minutes more, unless there's questions.
Yeah.
So you can talk to us about whatever you want. I guess like some things to run through, to point your attention to if you haven't looked at them yet. Read the last couple posts in the giveaways channel. We'll give you directions kind of to what all the different metagames are. The shout out palooza has been turned on. You can already start doing shout outs for each other. You have to join your team to get access to post and shout out a palooza, and that is a team competition. The team that has the most qualifying shout outs, there's a certain formula you need to use when you write the shout out. So read the how to shout out channel to see what the formula is, and we'll be removing them if they don't have that formula so that it doesn't propagate errors, and also because we have a bot that counts and calculates it, or we're going to be trying out that bot this weekend. That's something that my husband Will has been building for us. So so we should be giving you updates through the weekend, kind of that his bot is calculating according to the rules of Shout Out a Palooza who's in the lead, and announcing that daily, like once the event starts. And we'll keep doing that through Wednesday. That's Wednesday is when all the metagames close. So we're going to be protospieling, playtesting through Sunday night. Then we'll close the voice channels Sunday night. But you'll still have 3 more days to interact with your teams and your text channels, your private team text channels, do shout outs, submit your bingo cards, submit the secret identities of so you'll find out the secret identities of your teammates when you join your team. And so you collect those secret identities. If you want to take the time to go find them and submit them on our website, you get entries for that. And the bingo card, you can get the bingo digital prize pack for 1 square being filled out on your bingo card, so you don't have to do a lot of playing. to just turn it in and get whatever our partners are offering for free in that digital prize pack. And one of the things that's always on offer is $5 from the Game Crafter. So it's like, why not do that? And we'll also give you a $5 off coupon for a t-shirt. And stay tuned to see what the prizes are this time. We have a couple prizes we need to get organized and update our list before the event starts. But there will be a couple of other prizes for April too, in addition to those. You just need 1 square to get those, but then you'll get extra entries if you really get bingo patterns like 6 packs or 5 in a row. And then every square is worth entries too. So. Wow. This is you're coming in hot, Jay.
Gonna be removing a handful of people from the.
What's funny is what I'm on Team Hearts, although I'm the one person who's not really on your team because I am the game master of this game, but all the moderators are actually on your teams, and all your shout outs are going to count. What team are you on, David? Did you join yet? Or did you find out what team?
I did join. I believe I'm Diamonds.
Okay. Yeah, because Jay's on my team, so yeah, this is the Hearts Diamond Beef, I guess, starting right now.
Look, I really wanted to go into this weekend beefless, and yes, my first and last Protospiel. No, it's good. This is good. It's fine.
There are also a lot of Jonathans. Yes.
There are a lot of Jonathans.
There's a lot of Jonathans that used to come and haven't come for a long time. Like the Davids have gotten a lot more.
It's out of hand at this point.
Actively attending at the same time.
Yeah. I could use fewer active Davids.
Well, David is one of those names, of course. That's very. Yeah. Yeah.
We're getting there.
There are more shanties at this thing than any other.
We are off to a good start. We're off to a good start.
Oh man.
Yeah. I am one of 2 David Masnatos I found on the internet. There's one other one. He lives in Connecticut. He appears to be an auto mechanic. And I'm going to find him.
And kill him.
Because there can only be one.
Chop off his head.
Luckily, I've claimed all of the domain names and stuff.
Right.
But occasionally, if I
would you be the type to put your middle initial to really just make sure people know it's you? And is it the same or different?
I don't have a cool middle initial. I don't know what his middle initial is. I only know this about him because I did an SEO crawl to see if my site was responding properly, and his face came up, and I was like, "It's him."
No, what qualifies as a cool middle initial? I don't understand what you're talking about.
Well, it just sounds cool when you say it. Mine's F, so it's David F. Masnato. It's I don't know. That doesn't sound.
You're F is that's the bad grade you get in school. It
sounds
it's bad.
F isn't. I don't know.
You know what's funny? It just depends on the name because that also is my husband's middle initial and it sounds good. It's William F. Newton, right?
Yeah, so that's awesome.
Sounds good. Doesn't make you think of
William F. Newton. Definitely created the printing press.
right. Yeah, sounds very distinguished.
Yeah. Yeah, or so yeah. What is it? Donald X. Vicarino? Is that his last name? Vicario?
Yeah, I'm looking at it on my shelf right now. Vicarino.
Yeah, incredible middle See, even that like isn't cool. It sounds like I'm trying too hard.
Oh man.
I don't like it. I don't like F as my middle initial, so I'm not gonna add it to anything I do.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, none of this seems to be a question. Anything else that seems like I should tell everybody that I haven't mentioned, David?
I'm gonna be working on the coffee talk schedule tonight, so hopefully that'll go soon-ish. If you missed it, I finally posted a video last night of how to start a table and join a table in Tabletop Playground, which will be, that's on YouTube. There's links to it in the Discord under, I think it's Tech FAQ. You can find a link to that.
Or Tech Troubleshooting.
Tech Trouble, yeah. So check that out if you haven't done that yet. You'll definitely, at the very least, want to look through the checklist that's with that in the Tech Trouble FAQ channel. Because there's a handful of things in there that you should absolutely do if you are bringing a game that uses Tabletop Playground, or you plan on testing games that use Tabletop Playground. There are some things that you need to do beforehand. So just to make sure everything goes syrupy smooth, have a look at that. Make sure it's not afraid. We're just words falling out of my mouth. It's fine.
I mean, syrup isn't smooth.
It's fine. It's fine. It's super smooth.
Anyway.
Have a look at that. Make sure you're ready to go. If you have any questions, you know where to send them. If you also have other questions about Tabletop Playground, or just want to find out a little bit more about the tool, one of the coffee talks we're doing this weekend is with Robert, who is the lead developer of TTP. Heather and I have both met with him a couple months ago. He's great. We're really excited to have him, and hopefully this is the beginning of a really awesome partnership. He's going to be in Coffee Talk with me. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be talking about TTP, what it is, why he made it. Maybe we can squeeze some information about the future of the program out of him.
Right, twist his arm to make the draw tool.
He's pretty forthcoming about it. So, so yeah, if you're able to hang out for that, definitely stop by. It'll be fun.
And our other coffee topic sponsor is Jason Slingerland of Building the Game, and he'll be bringing one of his regular co-hosts, Nicole Amato, and Jamie is one of their mentee co-hosts and is one of our moderators, so we'll be hosting that coffee topic, which is going to be our first one tomorrow on Friday at noon Eastern. And they're going to be collecting everybody's bringing their and asking you for your best design tips, and they'll be compiling them into a list that we can all have after the event for us, while they're sitting there with everybody.
Yeah, that one's going to be a lot of fun. That'll be a really nice way to open, nice opening ceremony.
And Jamie also volunteered to be to run the screentop.gg Q&A coffee topic. Like David was saying before, Jamie's really dug into interesting ways of using Tabletop Simulator. Or no. Oh my gosh.
Jamie has not done that.
No.
Screentop.
That's going to be, do not take that quote and put it around. I mean, Screentop GG.
Don't clip that.
Don't clip that.
Don't clip that.
That looks like a really bad, I'm tired using, slipping the wrong word in the wrong place.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No. Screentop GG. Jamie has been doing a lot of. And so that's on Saturday. I can't remember exactly what time off the top of my head. But that'll be a good way to get some of your questions answered if you have something you've been trying to figure out how to do in Screentop GG. And honestly, the developer for that game is also awesome. I think the only reason they're not coming is that I have not had time to talk to everybody I want to talk to. So
Yeah,
they probably will be coming to a future event once we just get time to
I think
do
his
all
name
the
is
things.
also David.
It is. In fact, I think that's the only thing it says.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking at it now.
He's just David. That's it.
Yeah, I hope we get a chance to get him involved because he's so responsive and quick with people's questions, and
yes, definitely.
Yeah, it'd be great to, and also great to like hear, you know, what's coming up for Screen Top, what's on the docket.
No more Davids after that, David.
Yeah, I do think we maybe need to like set up a bot that.
How about Dave Areno? How do you like that one?
Dave.
I had a feeling. I was going for that face.
You know which one I don't mind from certain people is Davey.
Really?
That one I don't mind.
Huh. What is NMI? I'm missing something.
I don't know. I don't know what that...
Huh. I guess you're going to have to explain it to us, Jeff.
Yeah.
Between the two of us, we don't know the reference. But... No, yeah, it can just... Every new Dave that comes in...
No middle initial.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I have one. It's just not cool. See, yeah, I can't... This is clearly public knowledge.
Yeah, we're playing a trivia game we didn't know.
I wish we had, like, a repository of all human knowledge that we could use with our computers, and we could just, like, type something into, like, a bar where you could search, and then, like, the answer came up. You know, like you could just like type in like somewhere, what does NMI mean?
Yeah, and you could just know immediately.
And you could just know instead of looking
that would be amazing.
Like a total fool on a live streaming platform. Like, what if we had that?
It would change the world.
Middle initial turn.
Goes into nightmare areas usually.
Yeah, I could see that. I get David Monsanto a lot, like the like deeply evil agriculture company.
Oh yeah.
Which is not a great association.
No, that's true.
That, like someone in my lineage like created like a like the patent for soybeans or something. Not great.
Middle initial tournament? How does that work? Not sure. Oh, that's what
it's like a bracket.
Yeah.
Like a sport ball bracket.
We could play a find out everybody's middle initial game in bingo.
Ooh, maybe we should just do that instead of well, no, because not everybody has one.
That's true.
And some people have more than one.
Well, it seems like you all are just hanging out and don't have questions.
Yeah.
We keep making up questions to answer. I don't know if we have any more that we need to make up to answer.
And I would not mind wrapping it up so that I can finish these tasks for tomorrow.
Yes, there are a few more tasks for both of us
so that
to
we
do
can
for tomorrow.
have an event tomorrow.
Right. I cannot believe it's already tomorrow. We even pushed it forward from where it would have been if we were doing it 3 times or 4 times a year.
Yeah.
And it still feels like it came like that. So we'll have I don't know. I'm looking forward to having the summer to kind of doing some of these things I'm saying I wish could have happened for this time too. So very excited for April, also very excited for August. Once we wrap this one up too. All right, y'all. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with us. I think we might have had some of the biggest live watcher numbers of anything we've had, which is fun. So we appreciate you coming to hang out with us, and we're looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Happy Protospiel. Bye.
Happy Protospiel.